Hi, good afternoon, dear viewers, dear Nigerians and viewers from all around the world. Good afternoon, and you're welcome to this third edition of the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution Facebook live chat series on the 2021 International Day of Peace. On the 21st of September, we'll be celebrating the World Peace Day, and it is very important that we uphold the ideals of peace in order for us to have our personal and national peace. My name is Mercy Ebute, the host of Peace Talk with Mercy, and I'm delighted to be anchoring this edition. And our guest today is a messenger of peace, Dr. Suleiman Adejo. Good afternoon, and good to have you on this discussion.
Good afternoon, Mercy, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure meeting you as usual.
Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers. I need to see you guys coming in and doing thumbs up, leaving comments, sending your questions for my guests, and also making your contribution to peace. I always love to say that when it comes to peace, we are all stakeholders. We need to lend our voices to ensuring that we have peace. Without peace, there will be no development. Our lives are not secured. So we must also make our contributions to ensuring peace. So this afternoon we'll be discussing how to curb violence and building sustainable peace in Nigeria. This year, the 2021 International Peace Day, the theme is recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world. That is a very needed discussion at this moment, recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world. Considering what is happening in Nigeria today, I really love what your organization is doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, what really gives you that passion, that drive to be all out there for peace?
Yes, Mercy, as always and as usual, would like to talk about peace, and would like to practice living in peace with our neighbors, with our immediate family, with extended family, and what have you. Without peace, there won't be development, just like you said. And it is high time that Nigerians, especially from the war-torn prone areas and violent-prone areas, to start preaching peace and accept peace as a norm. If none of us is able to do this, definitely the voice of violence will supersede ours. But if all of us collectively come together and keep talking about peace, not just talking about it, keep preaching it and keep practicing it, definitely there will be peace in our country. We need peace in Nigeria at this moment, and thank God the United Nations, the UN International Day of Peace is coming up at the 21st of September, and we're partnering the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution and an agency of government under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who have taken it upon themselves to be able to reach every nook and cranny of the country through their advocacy drive. Thumbs up for them.
Yeah.
And I will enjoin that several other agencies also should key into this project. Very laudable. One way of curbing the issue of violence in this country, it's the issue of leaders arrogantly displaying wealth. If people are hungry and tempers are rising, why should some selected or anointed or nominated or elected leaders display wealth arrogantly through the houses they build, the cars they drive, the choice of schools for their own children, against what is obtainable in this country today? Definitely you will find out that the youth will not be happy with such development. Leaders are elected to responsible positions of government so that they can assist in developing the communities and help the downtrodden. But if the reverse is the case, where you see leaders tormenting, harassing and then lording it over their subordinates and their wards, definitely the youth will not be happy with that. So come 21st of this month, we are going out, all the structures of the Messengers of Peace and some of our partners and friends to join the lofty ideas of the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution in leading our voice. Several hashtags have been sent out there, ceasefire. We need to cease fire in this country. Definitely the fire needs to cease, because we need peace. How long can we continue to kill each other? It is not advisable. How long can we continue to destroy properties that took so many years to build? It is not advisable. So we use this medium to advise all the youth to simmer down, shelve your sword, come out, let your voice be heard on the 21st of September, the International UN International Peace Day, so that we can promote peace in the country. If we are silent, the voices of those promoting violence will be louder more than ours. So come out in your mass. Let us promote peace in Nigeria, because without peace, Nigeria cannot develop. We need to take back the right position of leadership in the African continent, and without us promoting peace, there is no way investors can come into our country to be able to invest for the youth to get jobs. If youth keep destroying properties, the monies that government are supposed to use to do other infrastructure will be channeled into reconstruction, which is very bad. So please, share your sword. Empire should not rise anymore. Let's promote peace in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you have heard from the messenger himself. He's a messenger of peace, and he can go on and on just talking about the importance of peace. And that is so well said, Mr. or Dr. Suleiman Adejo. Thank you so much. You can hear your passion on how we need to cease fire and embrace peace.
Sure.
And of course, we thank the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution, who is a government institution, partnering with CSOs like the Messengers of Peace Foundation to ensure that we support each other in spreading this message of peace. Thank you guys, and I see you watching. Please, we want to hear from you. Your questions, your thumbs up. Let us know you're watching and you are truly supporting our peace advocacy work. Thank you so much. When you were speaking, you talked about not being quiet. Our voices need to rise above those who are perpetrating violence. Our voices for peace need to and then you talked about the importance of young people downing whatever weapon they have and seizing fire. So how do we ensure that this message truly goes far and wide? Government playing their roles, individuals playing their role. What role does everyone need to play at this very critical time to know that violence is being brought to zero or none in our country?
Yes, we all have to contribute our little quarter to this issue of peace group advocacy and promotion. I call on all the celebrities in the country, both living in Nigeria and abroad, key into the project of the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution, because without peace, you can't be a celebrity at all. So therefore, click to the hashtag ceasefire Niger and promote peace. You can do a video, 20 seconds, 50 seconds, 1 minute, and share it on your Instagram page. Share it. Be an influencer of peace in the country. Because you cannot just be promoting other brands. Without promoting peace, how can you even survive in the country? So every celebrity, every Nigerian, everybody living in this country that want the progress of Nigeria from today, start promoting peace in your own little way. Let your voices be louder than those perpetrating violence in our country. If we do that, we'll subdue them, we'll tell them that no matter what, we will overcome, and by the grace of God, we will overcome. So please, use your platforms, your IG pages, your WhatsApp pages. Every social media handle should be occupied by the peace advocacy mantra of the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution, so that we can promote peace in our country, Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mercy.
Thank you so much. That is speaking to all individuals, all citizens, that we all have a role to play. We all have phones in our hands. It's a tool, very strong tool we can use to, discourage all forms of violence and promote peace. Just send a peace quote. And I love what the Messengers of Peace have done. They have, given us like 100 peace nuggets, So we hope to be sharing them on our platforms. Look out for them, And this is being done with the support of IPCR. We're there at the launch, Everybody playing their role, basically. That is what, that is how we can achieve peace in our country. Thank you so much. We've spoken so well, about what we are doing, our efforts or efforts of peace builders, and of course the role citizens need to play. But I know that citizens need to work, in agreement, some form of synergy with the government, intelligence with the government. What do you think the government should do right now to ensure that the tension is down, largely, especially the ethnic tension, ethnic sentiment, bigotry, and all of that? I know the government needs to come out as a government that is for everyone. And the perception of Nigerians now, in reality, most Nigerians think that we have a one-sided government. That would not be exactly true. Maybe it's the wrong perception. So what do you think the government should do to balance that and ensure that all Nigerians feel that they have a government that is for them?
Yes, the first thing for me, for government, as leaders If a leader is not responsible to his responsibilities, definitely even the followers will lose track and lose confidence in that government. Let there be a scorecard of all leaders at the federal, state, and local government level. Let them be able, there's a disconnect between the government and the youth. The communication gap is too far, it's too wide. There is no any national sensitization town hall meeting, there's no state sensitization town hall meeting, and there's no local government sensitization town hall meeting where leaders can be accountable, can be held accountable to all their either atrocities or what they have done in their communities. Leaders are supposed to be accountable to their words. So I enjoin the government to take this advice seriously. Tell your leaders or in selected or elected offices to be able to show scorecard of what they've been able to achieve in their various communities. Because the community is the last port of call of every citizen in the country. If you live in the city, at the end of your lifespan, you go back to your village. So if there's nothing you are contributing in your village, that means the community is not benefiting from your leadership role, that you are a true representation of the community you come from. So there's a disconnect. Once in a while, government should be able to assure Nigerians that they are working. One, there is no free education for any Nigerian child from the stages of birth, or probably to the age the child will die. Nothing is coming to youth for free, nothing. Medical healthcare facilities, nothing is free. Education is not free. Nothing is coming free from government. So how can the citizen even trust the government at the end of the day? We are blessed with so much mineral resources, so much manpower in this country called Nigeria that we are all living in. But if government is not responsible, how can they expect responsibility from their citizens? So let the government set up committees and make sure that leaders will be able to come up with ideas or scorecard of what they've been done, what they have done so far in their various communities. If youth are saying that leaders are falling back home to be able to present what they don't have, then the youth will have an avenue. Let there be communication. Let there be a channel where the youth can report leaders to the federal government or to state governors or something like that, so that the leaders will feel carried along in the system. Because right now, the truth is that tempers are rising. But the only way for us to be able to quell some temper before 2023 is to carry the youth along in all activities of government. Let there be a national town hall meeting, let there be a state town hall meeting, and let there be local government town hall meeting where different stakeholders will come and air their opinions or air their grievances, and solutions will be looked at. Whatever is getting the youth to get worked up will be put in place so that there will be peace in this country. If not, we fear what will happen in the nearest future.
Wow, very true. It's about bridging the gap, you know. And then, of course, town hall meeting will bring them closer to the people. Periodic town hall meetings, you know,
could be quarterly.
People, it could be quarterly.
It's a good every one. 3 months.
Every 3 months, reach out to people in your community. You know, talk to them. What do they want? You know, because tempers are rising, like you said, and they need to be doused. Of course, we know we are dealing with the insecurity that is banditry and all of that, but then ethnic, you know, rivalry or ethnic bigotry or sentiment is also threatening our security, our peace, you know, our sovereignty. So it is good that our senators, our representatives go back to the community and talk to the people and douse tension. Thank you so much, Dr. Suleiman. So we got a comment from Mr. Ambrose. Ambrose is saying, can your guest tell us specifically how the youth can be engaged in peace works? Yeah, nice one. That's a question for Mr. Ambrose Okosun. How can they be, you know, engaged positively for peace building?
Yeah, this is very easy. It's a question that needs to be addressed by government. If government wants to engage youth in peace work, first you need to engage that youth to be gainfully employed, either through entrepreneurial skills acquisitions or through any other means. If youth are hungry, how can they do peace work? It's not possible. For me to be able to promote peace in this country, I have sources of income, and I'm using personal income to run this program. If youth wants to get involved in peace advocacy, there must be means of livelihood first channeled to the youth, so that will calm them down, that will calm tensions, that yes, I have something reasonably doing. Any youth that is gainfully employed, I don't think anybody will be able to convince such a youth to take up arms against government or against fellow Nigerians. So the government should create a program. It could be through zonal programs or state programs or federal programs, that youth will be invited and they will be assured of entrepreneurial skill in different vocations. Once that is achieved, then you can now use those same structure of youth to promote peace in different communities, state level and at the federal level. So doing, the other youths coming up will see that if government is responsible to this extent, there will be no need for them upcoming to look up to the other ones to carry arms. No, they will also wait for their turn, knowing fully well that the ones ahead of them have gotten something reasonable doing to earn a livelihood. They also wait patiently for their own turn. So doing, government will get the attention of the youth all over the country, and you will find out that there will be peace. Nobody will want to carry arms to do kidnapping. Look at the age grade of people involved in kidnapping. It's not just herdsmen alone. Some graduates are involved in this thing. Why? Because of unemployment. So they should tackle the issue of insecurity or peace advocacy mantra from job creation. That will help us a great deal in this country.
Yeah, thank you so much. Talking about job creation, we could say the government have done, some well in that area with Empower and some other things, So do you think that the way they've gone about, their plan or program, empowerment program, it has not reached enough youths? Do they need to change like model or method? Because I've seen a lot of youth empowerment program by this government.
Yes, one other area government needs to look at in job creation is the private sector. Let them reduce the policy implementation of policies of government. Some policies are too harsh. Some policies of government send investors, foreign investors, out of this country. I'm the MD of one of the companies that I brought from Germany. I know what we've been going through in terms of policy implementations. Government policy is too harsh. Government does not have any business, running business anywhere in the world. So Nigeria should not be an exception. Government just need to create enabling environment that investors can come in their thousands to be able to bring their hard-earned money from foreign lands to invest in the country, thereby creating jobs. Industrialization is the only way out that can get our youth in their millions employed. There is no policy of government that does not encourage industrialization, but they are all draconian in nature. So you should be able to look at some of those laws or policies that are sending some investors out of this country. By the time you look at them critically, you can make visa entry free for investors. You can do some policies, give monitoring periods of probably 6 months to 1 year to investors. When they invest, before they recoup or they start paying taxes or whatever, it can be after every 1 year or 2 years, depending on what policy you put in place, so that investors can bring in money. We have youth graduating from the universities in their millions every year. How do you get them jobs? Empower or no Empower cannot employ 10 million Nigerians as we speak. But if you are able to plant 2-3 quality industries in every of the 6 geopolitical zones that can comfortably take 10 to 20 million youth off the street and get them a job, before you know, you are employing over 50 to 60 million youth. And it can be achieved. China is getting it right today because of the industrialization policy of the Chinese government. And they have been able to conquer the whole world by going into production. Nigeria should not be an exception.
Wow.
Thank
so
you.
It's not just empowering them by giving them jobs and funds, but it's also creating enabling environment for them to be able to do their business well.
Yes.
Encouraging more investors to come in to provide that kind of job opportunities for citizens too.
Definitely.
Yeah, that is where it's at, and I hope that our message here is going far and wide to those who need to hear this, coming up with people-friendly policies that will enable the right environment for everyone to thrive. Especially ensuring that we have enough power for people to do their business. So once we have that kind of visionary leadership, everyone is doing what they need to do. There will be less tension. People will be busy. People will be less prone to taking up arms, and then we will all be able to play our part in ensuring that there is peace. Thank you so much, Dr. Suleiman Adejo.
Thank you, Mercy.
If you are just joining us, Dr. Suleiman Adejo is the director of the Messengers of Peace Foundation. National President, I stand corrected, he's the National President of the Messengers of Peace Foundation. He is also the convener of the National Peace Awards and the National Peace Summit. So Thank you so much. And he has spoke extensively to us on how we can ensure that we curb violence and promote peace, sustainable peace, that is. And he is a very strong believer that whatever we are going through now, we would overcome them. But then speaking back to government. He has talked to us on how we should take responsibility, but speaking back to government again on handling banditry. Recently, we saw what happened in Zamfara, and there is the news of bandits being chased out of Zamfara, but finding their ways into other states and into other parts of Africa and all of that. We need that kind of aggressive military action against banditry, terrorism, and all of that. What message do you think we can give to the government on ensuring that they show that willpower in dealing with banditry?
Of course, carrying arms in Nigeria is a criminal offense by all standards. Nobody is allowed to carry firearms except on hunting basis. But any group or individual that deem it fit to carry arms, then the resultant effect is a kinetic approach. Government needs to apply that. Without that kinetic approach, I don't think this set of the bandits are willing to lay down their arms just like that, because it has turned to become one kind of humongous business for them. They discuss with government and pay ransom. At the end of the day, government felt it is not necessary to pay ransom anymore, so they are taking the bull by the horn right now. But my candid advice is this: government should take responsibility and sit down with traditional rulers of every community and discuss, because they are the major gatekeepers to every villages or district that we have in this country. I don't think their welfare is being taken care of good enough. That is why the bandits or whoever is carrying arm in every community have access to these people, discuss, and they give them some portion of land to be able to access the villages and perpetrate atrocities. So if the traditional rulers are being carried along seriously, I think they'll be able to give out intelligence reports to the security architecture that we already have, a very weak one though. I think they can improve in their kinetic approach. But the traditional council have been left alone somehow. That is why I think most of them are discussing with some of these bandits who are hiding in villages, because there is no visitor that can come to your village without the know-how of every traditional ruler in that community. So government should look at that direction. If not, then use kinetic approach and do the needful.
All right, so non-kinetic and kinetic, either way, we need to all play a role. And I love the fact that you talked about government engaging with community leaders. And I hope, and again, that our message gets to the right ears and the needed action is taken. Thank you so much. So we are about rounding up our conversation. On the 21st of September, we hope to achieve, in line with the UN theme for the year, we are hoping to achieve some form of ceasefire, at least within that 20 peace, guys. So we are hoping to achieve some form of ceasefire for the 21st of September. We are hoping that all over the world, all over the country, nobody takes up arms, nobody engages in any form of hate speech. Like, we are all at peace on that day, and we are hoping that even beyond that day it will be sustained. Yes, can you talk to people on how to ensure that on the 21st of September nobody is carrying arms, nobody is engaging in any form of violence? Even hate speech is a form of violence. So how can we ensure that on that day there is peace?
I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerians living in Nigeria and abroad to please come out en masse. Let the voice be one. Ceasefire, ceasefire, and ceasefire, at least for the benefit of the fact that it's a United Nations program. Let us also key in this country. Come out en masse. If there is peace, that movie you are shooting, that job, that workshop you are going, that store you think you own, that people are patronizing, if there is no peace, everything will stop. That music you think you know how to sing best, you won't go to studio. That hospital that you own, that people come to patronize, no patient will be allowed to go out of their houses. So please, ensure you come out on the 21st of September. Let's partner with the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution so that we can promote peace en masse. Let the voice of peace be loudest on the 21st of September. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are making the voice of peace very loud, beginning from now to the 21st of September, which is the International Day of Peace, and we will sustain that energy until peace becomes a reality. Thank you so much for joining today's edition of our conversation. We heard so much from our guest, Dr. Suleiman Adejo. Dr. Suleiman spoke extensively on how the government and the people need to take responsibility for peace Thank you, and we'll be back again for the next edition to share more awareness for the International Day of Peace and also sustaining peace in Nigeria. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but it is in ensuring that we resolve our conflict via peaceful and positive means, and that is what we are here for: dialogue and ensure that all conflicts are resolved via peaceful means. That is the show and the discussion for today. Stay peaceful, stay loving, and peace out from me and my guests. All right, guys, thank you so much, and see you again. Bye bye.
Bye.